In today's episode, we are taking a look at the 89Sabers Qui-Gon Jinn from CCSabers. When I posted some images of the 89 Qui-Gon here, a few of you asked if I could do a side-by-side with this one and the TXQ version. I said I don't think I have the TXQ version, but I totally forgot that I do because it wasn't an SNV4. This is actually a Golden Harvest, a GHV3. So I will do a quick side-by-side for you so you can see the details back and forth. Let's get at it. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Collector's Outpost. I am John. So yeah, today we're taking a look at the legendary Qui-Gon Jinn lightsaber. The Jedi who had the crappiest death, and now apparently it means nothing because you could just come back from stabs like that. But if anything, those movies delivered us great lightsabers. We're gonna take a look at Master Qui-Gon. This was sent over from CCSabers. Thank you so much to CCSabers for sending this over. I'll put a direct link and discount code for you all down below if you want to check this out and everything else that CCSabers has. And before we dig on into this, if you're new here, thank you so much for stopping by and checking out the channel and this lightsaber with me. Please drop down, hit that like, subscribe, and notification button for upcoming videos. I have a ton of lightsabers coming and more 6 scales like you see behind me. And if you're a returning viewer and a friend of the channel already, thank you so much for coming back and hanging out. Let's dig on into this unboxing. All right, here we go. Let's check this bad boy out. Now, I love 89Sabers. For whatever reason, they sound phenomenal, probably because of the Profi board that's in there, the really good speakers that's in there. So inside, we obviously have the Qui-Gon Jinn lightsaber here. We do have a very nice blade plug, which for some reason is like a rose gold rather than a silver. This does seem to be a trend with them with this rose gold blade cap, because it's not a plug really. You get the plug there, but it is also a full cap rather than just a plug. Then we do get a USB battery charger. We have our Allen wrench and a spare retention screw right there. And if you've watched 89Sabers on this channel before, you know that I love the 89Sabers stands. So we'll put this together in a bit so I can show you that. And you'll also get a NeoPixel blade. Mine is a 32-inch 1-inch blade. And over here in this little green envelope, you'll have your instructions. This is a Profi 3.9. Your ons, your offs, you change your presets, play your tracks, force, quotes, play, volume menu, change fonts. So everything you'll need will be here in this little green envelope. I will show you a few basic ones just to get you through. All right, let me put together the stand so you can check this out really quick. You have a little bag of screws. They used to come as one full piece, but now they come all in pieces now so that they're way more storable. It was very hard to store the other stands away because they were always put together. It was just one mold. So you couldn't fold them down, you couldn't condense them in any way. So I really love the fact that they do come like this now. You'll see that it has this translucent film that you have to peel off. That'll help it from getting scratched in shipping. Here's your stand, and here's your Qui-Gon. I just love the way the 89Sabers stands look. They just scream museum. Like if I went through a George Lucas museum, I would see all the original props on really nice display stands with plaques just like this. I mean, at least that's how I envision it. Now, for all of you that wanted to check out the difference between the TXQ and the 89Sabers, and I'll tell you, I mean, they're a little hard to tell the difference, honestly. I mean, they are pretty much the exact same size at 11.5 and 11.5. Now, there are a couple of like kind of minor differences. Let's start just by over here, the red button. The red button here on the TXQ is slightly bigger than the 89Sabers, if you can even tell the difference there. Now, another thing about the red button, this is the TXQ, you don't have that kind of diamond pattern on the sides on this one. And here's the 89Sabers, you can see that diamond pattern on the sides of the buttons there. The choice of metal, the 89Sabers is just a bit more polished looking than the TXQ version. This is just a bit more kind of brushed, a little bit more matted. and the 89Sabers is a little bit more polished. Not like mirror chrome or anything, it's just a bit more polished than the TXQ version. Now another thing you might notice, I'm not sure if it's showing up on the screen here, you can see it just a little bit when the light hits it over here. The 89Sabers has a secondary button in the back, an auxiliary button. So this is a 2-button Profi. So as far as the retention screws here, the TXQ has very visible retention screws. It actually has 3 of them, and they are silver. If they made those black, you wouldn't really see them as much. Now the 89Sabers, it's there. Really kind of hidden, and you can see it just passing through right there. And I guess due to the nature of the Qui-Gon design, they actually do both open at the same neck part here. So that comes out, and you can see the board there. And the 89Saber splits off at basically the same spot, rather than down here. It's just more towards the emitter section here. And it also does have a removable chassis. Virtually the same designs as well. So that's it really for the TXQ. I'm going to put that on the side. Hopefully that answered some of your questions that you guys had. Again, it's an older version. It's well over a year old. So versions that you guys might have now that you've purchased more recently might be slightly different, especially with the SNV4 Pro boards in them now. But back to the 89Sabers here. This is a Profi 3.9. Over here, you have your kill switch, but you're not going to hear anything when you turn it on. So you can push this little button to make sure that it is on, but you're not going to hear anything. And that's because the pins have to go inside and connect because the speaker is down here. Now this does kind of have that little step, that little lip on it, so it does have to go in a specific way. And that's easy to tell because it has to go down and under the button here. So the whole chassis is pretty much up over here with the wires going through the bottom on the underneath, you know, going to a speaker capsule that's at the bottom here. All right, I got my blade in. I'm just gonna show you a couple of the basic settings, the volume, color change, this blade setting change and stuff like that, just to kind of get you going on the Profi 3.9. So again, like I was saying, this is a 2-button. We have our red button for the power, and on the back we do have an auxiliary, a secondary button there. All right, and on the back we have our blasters. For like a lightning lockup effect, you can hold your power and hit the auxiliary. Changing your color, you're gonna hold your auxiliary and hit your power. And then you can twist, and that will change your color. You can go really slow and really fine tune the color. Let's go back to a green. And just hit your auxiliary again. And that will lock in the color for you. To adjust your volume, you want to hold your power and hit the auxiliary.
Volume menu.
All right, then you can actually twist.
Maximum volume. Maximum volume.
And then hit your auxiliary.
Exiting volume menu.
And then there are a bunch of blade styles that are loaded in here. And to access those, you're gonna hold your auxiliary and then hold your power for about 2 seconds and let your power go. So hold auxiliary and 1, 2. And then that'll change your blade style. To keep adjusting your blade style, you do have to release all the buttons and go again. Hold your auxiliary, hold power for about 2 seconds. Here we go, auxiliary, hold, 1, 2. And that'll swap out. Got a fire blade. Some of them seem to just be solid colors. This one's got this like kind of red tip going on down there. You can see the reflection in the table there. Kind of a twinkly. Twinkly orange. One looks like it kind of has this red thing kind of going up and down. Rainbow. back to green. Now you can see that the 89Sabers programming for blade styles and stuff like that, there's really nothing exciting there. So if you really want to get the best out of this board, the board is so versatile if you learn how to program or you send it out to get programmed with really awesome blade styles. These are super basic. I didn't even see a flicker blade. As a matter of fact, I'm not sure I really see any flicker blades in 89Sabers when they come from the factory. It's just super basic programming. All right, let's check out some of the fonts that are in here.
Master Qui-Gon.
This has a very nice sound to it. Not overly loud or anything, but a very nice tone. Now flipping through your fonts is super easy. To go forward, you just hold it up and hit your auxiliary.
Amanda Pensala, I'll show you. Lord Vader. I need a weapon!
And if you missed a font and you want to go back, flip it upside down, hit your auxiliary, and then I'll go backwards.
Lord Vader, I'll show you. Pensala.
A Mandalorian,
Master Qui-Gon.
a Mandalorian and a Jedi. They'll never see it coming.
So I don't think if you change the color like this, let's go to blue, this is a Ben Solo, set that in. I don't know if it saves it or not. I don't know if there's a setting in here I just haven't figured out yet, or if that's something that you have to activate in the code.
A Mandalorian and a Jedi.
Go back.
They'll never see it coming. Ben Solo.
Back to Ben Solo, so I just turned this one a blue, and we're back to purple. So it doesn't seem to save your preset.
A Mandalorian. Ben Solo.
So if any of you know how to do that and lock the color in, let me know down in the comments, or that might just be something that has to be done in the coding, not 100% sure. Thing sounds really good.
I need a weapon. Have one.
Fire blade.
That lightsaber was Luke's.
I am a Jedi, like my father before me.
Oh, I just love the way this one starts up. Just has such a punch. Oh. All right, my friends, that is the 89Sabers Qui-Gon Jinn lightsaber from my good friends over at CCSabers. Let me know what you think of this down below in the comments. I'll put a direct link and a discount code if you want to check this out and everything else over at CCSabers. Please help support the channel simply by hitting the like, subscribe, and notification button down below. I have a lot of lightsabers coming up and a whole bunch of 6-scale figures that I don't think you're going to want to miss. All right, my friends, I will see you all in the next video. Be safe and kind out there in the world. See ya.